So what is this? What did I make? What is this? This is actually a spreadsheet of all the characters in Guilty Gear Strive matchup chart. And I actually went and asked each top player of each character, in their opinion, what is their character's matchup chart. This took me a little while to build, obviously, right? I got some guy who plays Milia, Jonathan Tene Zato, Umisho, Happy Chaos, Tempest Leo, Stealthy Axel. And let's move this over a little bit. So Potemkin is here. And then we got Shine Potemkin, even though he switched. Slash from the Middle East on May. Skill that he is from France for Soul. Flash Metroid for Kai. Hotashi for Nago. Faust, Apology Man, Eno, Diaphone, Jacko, Adventure. Yeah, Gold Lewis here. Schwell, Gold Lewis, Red Ditto, Ram, Memocarp for Biken. Days for Geo, and the last two characters here are Chit and Anji. But they're like, unfortunately, off screen. I'll figure out something to do here. And then I actually didn't do Testament because I actually asked Deb about Testament, and Deb said she doesn't have enough experience with the character. Some people have like a matchup number. Other people are like, oh, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Good question. Who? I don't know. Like, it's a lot of like people don't know yet because Testament's the newest character, right? Why did I make this? So, as you guys all know, if you watch Fighting Game YouTube, a lot of people make tier lists about a lot of stuff. Some people like it, some people don't. One common thing that people always mention is, back in our day, we used to make matchup charts. Matchup charts are so much better than tier lists. But they actually leave out really important stuff. So I can't speak for every single community, but the matchup chart thing was like was always like an official project. Like 80 or 90% of the time would be an official project where a Japanese fighting game, I shouldn't say fighting game, a Japanese arcade magazine called Arcadia would ask top players for their matchup chart, and then they would put it together in a sheet, kind of like, not a spreadsheet, they would put it in like the magazine, but something like that. And that was pretty common back in the day. I do not know totally if there are community matchup charts, but to my knowledge, those are very uncommon. They're extremely uncommon because not only does it take a while to do, you got to get everyone's files together and stuff. You have to wait basically to the end of the version too, because you got to make sure everyone, knows the version and are familiar with the matchups. So let's look through this and see what we can glean from this chart, right? So I will share with you a couple of things I found really interesting about this chart. So interesting thing number one is that there are multiple 7-3s, actually. There are multiple people who have put like 7-3 type stuff. So you can see it here, for example, Zato versus Potemkin, right here. This is like Bad News Bears, right? Happy Chaos has it here, 7-3 against Eno, 7.5 against Nago, 7-3 against Faust, right? There's a few of these spread out here. If I move over to Potemkin, so Shine Potemkin has Ram versus Potemkin, 7-3 advantage for Ram. Here's another one. Slash had this as 7-3. So why am I mentioning this first? So one thing about this game, Strive, is that actually a lot of people, myself included, by the way, say that this game has a good initial balance, a very good balance for a first version, right? But when I think about matchups, so you have 5-5 is even. 5.5 means you just gotta outplay a little bit, right? Like, it's not bad. Bad is 6-4. That's where you're starting to get bad territory. 6.5, you're getting to pick another character. 7-3 is like, what's the point? Once you get 7-3, it's like, what's the point? So I'm actually pretty surprised to hear people say that there's so many characters that are like, what's the point type matchups. You know what I'm saying? There's some that like you would expect. Like, so for example, Apology Man here has this like 6.5, 3.5 Happy Chaos favor, 6.5, 3.5 Ram favor. Like, it's something you would expect, right? Like a top tier character versus like Faust, right? But seeing stuff like May having a 7-3 when most people consider May to be a really good character. Oh, this one too, like Axel Faust being that bad. To me, that was pretty surprising. Surprising thing number two, characters that people generally don't consider very strong having honestly pretty decent matchup charts. So Anji is a really good one. So Noctron from EU gave me this. Side note, the hardest characters to find were Anji and Jacko. So for this is actually a pretty decent matchup spread, right? So like even versus Kyle, even versus Milia, even versus Leo, which I'm sure many people would think is a hot take. Even versus Gio, even versus Nago, even versus Chip, and even versus May. A lot of people call this character Lanji. The L is supposed to be like, oh, this character's not good, but you know, it's honestly a good matchup spread for a character that's not considerably strong. You can call him an up player if you want, but this is his opinion. Is his opinion. I felt the same sort of for Gold Lewis. I felt like Gold Lewis has like a pretty stable, like a more stable than you would think matchup chart. You know, because this is another character that people really shit on. Jacko also was another one. So I was very surprised to get this from Adventure. Her matchup spread is pretty good. By the way, when I say pretty good, it depends on how you look at it. Some people don't like having a bunch of 5.5. So for example, I have been told by a Redditor that I am a horrible Milia down player, and I downplay nonstop, and all I do is ask for buffs. I don't know if he's confusing me for someone else, but I have Milia having a lot of 5.5 for the opponent character favor, right? Again, if I think that it's 5.5 in the opponent character favor, we're chilling. Like that's a little outplay. That's a little outplay. That is totally fine, I think. Usually this is like there's just a small thing in the match that you have to just adjust for, right? It's not a really big deal. Once you get to like 6-4 territory, that's where I start being like, you know, kind of whack. Also, I really like looking at the cross section of some. So, going back to Noctron as example, this right here, this is such a big surprise to me. The Leo Anji 5-5. Tempest Leo has Anji Leo 6.5 in Leo's favor. 6.5 is Leo's favor. It's a really big difference. I actually found that most of the numbers were pretty similar. Like people had a lot of similar takes, but there are a few like, oh wow, like this is so they just don't think the same, right? They just don't think the same. So what we have to do is we need to add up the advantage, right? I think that's what they did, right? They add up the advantage, and whoever has the most points, those are the best characters. Whoever has the least points are the worst characters. So we did 100 plus, 95 plus, 90 plus, and it's ordered. Zato's hot 97. Why is Testament here more than once? And then HC was 113. I remember Ram was like 110 or some nonsense. Leo was also up here. Axel was 93. Potemkin was 83. Sheesh. I think according to science. Wait, let's do it. I'm not gonna say anything. We have to finish the chart. Soul 98, almost so close. Kai 96, so tied with May. But for the propaganda, we just put him above May. This is gonna make people so fucking angry. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, Axel is actually 0.5 above Eno, my bad. Gold Lewis. Baiken. Anji goes here, right? Yep, because they're tied, and Chip goes above the 96 people. So, this is the official Guilty Gear Strive Season 1 tier list made by science. Okay? This is not people's opinions. Actually, it is people's opinions. So, we took the matchup chart. We added everyone's points, except for Testament. We didn't count Testament, but basically it would look the same, just the points would be like higher. Like about around like between 4 to like 6 points higher each. Again, I couldn't get Deb or KV to share their thoughts, and then a lot of people were like, I don't know about Testament, so we just decided not to do Testament this time. But this is it. HC, Ram, and Leo are eating. If we look at the chart too, there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, these are really hard for our characters. I think probably the spiciest thing is the two spiciest things here. There's actually three. There's three. Anji's rating, because most people think Anji's really bad. But someone who plays Anji thinks he's very fine. 2, Soul, because people are like, Soul, I've actually legit heard the words, Soul is trash. but my man's out here. And the last one is fucking Nago. Look at Nago. Still good, because, by the way, like, this actually lines up still with my opinion of, like, what characters are tournament viable. But I'm sure some of you are going to get really bad. Tashi said that. Any questions, though? Any questions? This is the closest thing we'll ever get to a tier list that's based off a matchup chart. Again, I asked one top player of each character from multiple regions to help me out with this. Yeah, I would say that Nago, there's some weird things. So, like Milia is down there, but she has a ton of 4.5s. Like, a lot of her matchups are just fine. She just has a couple shitters, right? Potemkin is in the abyss. I actually did not think that Shine thought so poorly of Potemkin. Nago has a really wild, like, swing of matches where, like, there's some matches where he's botting people, and there's other matches where Hotashi's like, yeah, this is pointless, like, or this is hopeless, or I hope I hit them once randomly or something. Soul's still out here after all this time. The main thing, though, definitely the main thing is that I think truly everyone agrees who are the tournament. I think if you're 95 plus, you are relevant. You're a relevant tournament character you should expect to see.